We good? All right. I think we are back, but I need to put Debbie on the right page here because she's not going to be able to see any of the chat. Should be this one here. Nope, it's not that one. Let's take a look. It should be this one. Let's see if we're online. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. First of all, welcome back to the Sal Pitera channel. It still shows we are offline at the moment, but it could just be buffering for a couple of seconds, so let's see what happens. Thank you, Jamie, my cameraman. Big round of applause. Let us know if you can hear us. Let me get you on a different page. Maybe it'll work better if you go like this, Debbie. I am sorry for the technical difficulties that we had. Hopefully they are gone. Get her where we can see your chats and make sure that we are live. All right.
Okay.
Have no idea what my daughter's trying to say to me, so just go ahead and say it, James.
Trying to tell you that people are commenting.
All right, people are commenting. We can see you now.
We're seeing that now. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Okay, guys, welcome back to the Sal Pitera channel. Again, I am really sorry about the technical difficulties that we had trying to get online. We're going to wait a little bit before we give away the prizes because lots of people were subscribed to this feed and then the YouTube encoder wouldn't work, so we had to switch our camera out. Never had problems with it before, but there's always a first time for everything. Let us know in chat. We can't hear you or hear us, rather, because we have our computer muted. So please let us know in chat if you can hear us. If you can scroll all the way down to the bottom so we can hear this, so we can see this. Let us know if you can hear us. Deb, do a microphone test.
Okay, hello.
Let us know if you can both, if you can all hear us, because we're actually using a brand new microphone system as well.
And they seem to be able to hear us fine.
Excellent, excellent. So first of all, I wanted to start by thanking all of you for really, I think, making us the fastest growing channel on YouTube, cruise related. And we are absolutely humbled that you guys take the time to watch our videos and listen to our videos. So what we're going to do tonight is we have picked a theme out. We're going to talk about, for what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about things that will save you money on your next Carnival cruise. And as you can tell by my shirt today, tonight's video is Carnival related. So while we're happy to give you information on any cruise topics you want for any cruise line, if you call in or if you put it into chat, pretty much what we're going to talk about is, as far as saving money, is going to be on your next Carnival cruise. So there's a couple ways to win prizes tonight, and I wanted to go over those with you. I have got this handy dandy wheel of misfortune.
Misfortune?
Misfortune, that's what I'm calling it. Now, if you call in tonight with a question, we are going to give you a spin on the wheel, and if it lands on a black spot, we're going to give you prize number 1. If it lands on a white spot, we're going to give you prize number 2. Lands on a brown spot, we're going to give you prize number 3. Or if it lands on the infamous orange star, you will get a $100 onboard credit towards your next Carnival cruise. Now, I do need to tell you the cruise does need to be booked through us. The pricing will be exactly the same as if you book through Carnival or if you book through a large box store. Carnival has what's called level pricing, and which means every travel agent, regardless of their size, gets the exact same prices. And the $100 onboard credit is from us. So it's an additional to any programs that Carnival has. Now, this is for a Carnival cruise, 7 days or longer. We'll get you an additional $100 onboard credit from us as a prize. And I do have a big prize for you, everybody that's watching at the end of this video, so we'll go over that later. But these are the call-in prizes. If you want to call in, phone numbers 330-968-4300. I will hold that up a couple more times. Nick, and just let it like that. Maybe you can see it. Let's see. Probably not. There you go.
There you go.
Look at that. We'll leave that right there. Hopefully you guys can see it. We'll start taking calls in just a few minutes, but I wanted to say hi to everybody. Now, before we go on, there's a couple things I wanted to say, and that just fell down. It's not going to stay. I'll just keep holding it up every now and again. First of all, we will try to get to everybody's question that we can, that you put into chat. We appreciate everybody who subscribes to our channel, and our videos will always be free for you. So Whether or not you choose to support our channel financially, either way, you're going to get the videos free of charge, and we are glad for everybody who supports our channel. Now, if you like our videos and you want to see us keep making more and more and more, it does take a lot of time and a lot of money to produce it and buy all this equipment and buy all the cruises to go on to give you guys all this information, and you would like to support our channel financially. YouTube started a new thing just this last week. There is a button underneath of the video that says join. If you click that, it will charge you $4.99 per month. And here's what you're going to get as an extra bonus for that $4.99. First of all, you're going to get one live chat like this every month that is specifically for those members who click the join button. Now, while people will be able to watch that video afterwards, that video is really going to be an interaction with call-ins and questions and suggestions. That's just for those people who chose to pay the $4.99 a month and support our channel financially. And then the other way that you can support us is right here during the chat. If you go down to the chat, you'll see a little box with a $sign. That is the Super Chat button. Now with the Super Chat, you can give a contribution right here in chat, and what it will do is it'll highlight your chat in a bold color. Guarantee we'll see your question, and we promise we will answer all Super Chat questions. And like we just got one just now, we're going to get to that question in just a second. But if you choose to do that, it does support our channel, and it guarantees that your question will get bumped above everyone else. If you don't have the money, or you just don't want to, contribute, or for whatever reason, don't panic. You don't have to. It's not a big deal. Like I said, we're happy for every single subscriber. Now, at the end of today's video, we're also going to give a free spin to somebody who used the Super Chat feature as well. Whether you call in or not, if you use the Super Chat feature, you'll automatically get a spin.
Now, we do have some people that are not in the United States that are asking how they call our number. So if that's the case, then just put a 1 in front of the number.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I'm kind of ignorant. Well, there's a country code too, and I don't know what the country code is.
If you pull this back, they can actually see the number on the screen.
All right, cool. We'll leave that back there. I'll hold it up every now and again too. It's 330-968-4300. If you're not in the United States, I don't know. Here in the United States, we just put a 1. I do see that PJ is calling us. So, hi, PJ.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for calling. Can you hold on for just a minute?
Yeah, of course.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll move PJ for just a second. And I do see lots of people are calling in, so we're gonna take the calls as they come. So we have PJ on the line in just a second, and then we'll take care of another call. Let's start with answering those 2 Super Chat questions and saying hello.
The one is a new member. It
Very
doesn't actually show a question.
Okay, what's the name?
Shelly B.
Shelly B. Thank you so much for that Super Chat. We really appreciate
And
it.
then we do have a Super Chat, Buddy Brand.
Buddy, thank you very, very much. And again, you don't have to do a Super Chat. You don't have to join. It's entirely up to you. Like I said, we are not begging for money. We're grateful, extremely grateful. But just watching our videos is more than enough, and it's very humbling for us. Yeah. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to be a dork and wear my glasses tonight because I can't really see. All right, so let's see. Hi, PJ.
Hello?
PJ.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from California. Big fan.
Excellent. Thank you very much. What questions can we answer for you?
Me and my girlfriend are going on our first cruise from July 6th to the 13th. It's our anniversary present I got her.
Hey, happy anniversary.
What tips you could give me, because I've never been on one.
Okay. Well, we actually have what is probably the best and most annoying video that I've ever made. It's actually the video that started our channel. If you Google just Carnival Cruise in the search bar above after this video, you'll see one of our first video. It's titled literally "Watch This Before You Go on a Carnival Cruise." It's got over 2 million views, and it's got lots of great information about cruising. And why I say it's annoying is I really thought it'd be cool back then to put a ship sailing through the video between each tip and have the ship blow its horn, because if you cruise, and I know you haven't, the blowing of the horn is kind of traditional when you're leaving in port. It's something a lot of cruisers like.
And it's also something that if you're lucky enough, sometimes they do like a horn battle between different cruise ships.
That's true. And but I made the mistake of putting that in between every single suggestion, and let's just say I got a lot of people tell me how damn annoying that horn gets after like the 15th time. But it is a great video and lots of tips.
if that's the video that I think I watched of you when I first subscribed to you, I wasn't annoying. It was really helpful. I think it was the one, like you said, if you're in port, you can get some money back. What restaurants to eat at, I've seen that one.
Correct.
Even the steak one and the burger place, I like those videos.
Here's the biggest tip that I can give you, and then we'll spin you for a prize. The biggest tip that I tell new cruisers, and it's not really in that video, and it's something that you can take with a grain of salt, is that I see a lot of people go on a cruise ship and one thing will go wrong, and they'll get off the boat and they'll say, oh, that one thing just absolutely ruined my cruise. And I'm here to tell you, PJ, is that when you cruise, the only person that can ruin your vacation is you. When you're on a cruise ship, you got to remember that cruise ships are extremely large. It's not just like a little vessel. And going on a cruise ship is literally the same thing as if you went to like Disney World for a whole week. And what I mean by that is you're going to deal with the entertainment, you're going to deal with restaurant staff, you're going to deal with hotel staff, and it's literally like being in the whole city of Orlando. Now, if you took a land-based vacation, and let's say you spent 8 days in Orlando, you are bound to run into one or two people that just rub you the wrong way. You're bound to run into a dining experience or two that you're just not going to like. And the same thing is going to happen on a cruise ship. You are literally on a floating resort. So if you let that one little thing goes wrong snowball, you're going to start looking for things that are bothering you, and you could really let it ruin your cruise. So if you find somebody that just rubs you the wrong way or didn't give you the service that you really expected, just ignore it. Go on to the next experience and just have a great time. That would be my biggest advice.
When I went to Hawaii last year, one thing bugged me, and I let that kind of ruin my whole trip just because the room wasn't good enough. So
it can definitely snowball. Let's put 3 prizes up here, or 2. I need 2 prizes. No, 3 prizes. That's right. Yeah. Okay, so prize number 1.
We should also make sure. Can you guys let us know if you can hear the caller so we know as well?
Yes, let us know if you can hear. I'm hoping it's close enough to my microphone. You should. Also, if you're calling in,
I would have prize. That'll be my second prize since I got the tip from you.
Very cool. If you're calling in, wait till we're done with the call we're on and then call in. We're going to space them out a little bit so that it's not just beeping constantly. Okay, Meredith, we'll be with you. Call back in a couple of minutes. So prize number 1 is going to be this Carnival coffee mug, hot tumbler thingy. And again, tonight is Carnival related since I really am a Carnival concierge cruise specialist. So first one's going to be a Carnival mug. Second one is going to be a beautiful Carnival Vista hat. My dog is looking at the hat like, what the heck is that? She loves yellow. No, it's not your hat. I don't know if you can see her little nose down there.
No, I don't think so.
And I need, third one, simple one, just a Carnival deck of playing cards. And of course, the orange is the $100 credit towards your cruise. You ready? All right. What did we land on? Black.
No, that was
Nope.
the starting one.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I was looking at the video. The video runs about
you can
20
see
seconds
it, yeah.
behind. Okay, we are on white. So white is the hat. PJ, you get a Carnival Vista hat, Carnival's newest ship. Now, here's how it works. If you win the prize, find me on Facebook. I am extremely easy to find. You have 48 hours to send me your name, your address, and what you purchased. As long as you do that within the next 48 hours, this will go out in the mail by Friday to you.
Okay, thank you very much for the tip and the hat, and I'll get on my girlfriend's Facebook because I don't have a Facebook.
All right, not a
tell her
problem.
about this.
Now, before I let you go, one thing I did want to tell everybody is that the $100 giveaway is if you land on the orange, which looks like you were 2 spaces away. But everybody for the rest of this month, if you book a cruise through us, you'll get a $50 onboard credit towards your cruise. Now, let me preemphasize a couple things. You can either book the cruise through us, or if you already have a cruise booked, as long as you haven't paid the final payment and booked directly through Carnival, you can transfer that booking to us. Nothing changes. Your price stays the same. Your online thing stays the same. Anything you purchased and the package Carnival gives you stays the same. And we will give you an extra $50 onboard credit for transferring the booking over to us. To do that, just call me at 330-968-4300 anytime for the rest of the week, and we can get that taken care of for you. But you'll automatically get a $50 onboard credit, compliments of us just for transferring the booking to us. So you're all set, PJ.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you for everything, and I love your guys' channels. Keep it up.
Thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, have a good day.
Bye-bye.
We do have a couple super chats. So I apologize if I pronounce the names incorrectly. It looks like Michelle Anderson.
Hi, Michelle.
The first cruise in August. So welcome to cruising, first of all. How soon do they post onboard activities for sea days? And is it posted before you cruise or is it revealed after you board?
Lucky I had one of these handy, huh? I knew this question was going to come up. So no, they don't really post them in advance. They do post your sea days in advance because you can go on Carnival.com after you book your cruise and you can pick out your shore excursions. For those of you who are calling, I promise, call back and we'll get to you. So they don't they publish the excursions and all that in advance and what times the excursions are. But what will happen is each night when you go to dinner, when you get back to your cabin, your room steward will be at your cabin to do your turn down service, usually while you're at dinner. And when you get back to your cabin, you will have one of these, as close as I can, in your cabin. And this is called the Fun Times. And let's see in comments if anybody remembers what these used to be called. Don't say it. I know you were thinking about it.
Well, the funny thing is I still don't refer to them as the Fun Times. I
I
still
know.
refer to them as the original
Don't say
name.
So anyway, you will get one of these in your cabin. There'll be other things in there too, but this is the Fun Times. And the Fun Times gives you the entire itinerary for the next day. Also, Carnival has the Fun Hub app now, and that is an app you download onto your phone before you get on the cruise ship. And I'll be making a video about that actually later on this week with some tips on how to use the Fun app and make sure you're not going to have a huge phone bill afterwards. Because the Fun app is free, but you need to know how to do it. But my point is, in the Fun app, on the very first day, you can actually look through all the days of the cruise and see what the activities are for every day, even on the first day of the cruise, so you don't actually have to wait for the actual Fun Times
We
to
have
go.
somebody who knows the answer. Snoozy.
Snoozy, Carnival Capers. I feel old when I say that, the Carnival Capers.
It's been a while.
We had another super chat.
We did have another super chat. Georgiana Thornton. And their question is have you all ever went in the Panama Canal cruise?
Actually, no. And we were invited to. Do you remember when we were invited to?
I remember it was by one of the captains.
Yeah, we were fortunate enough that Bob Dickinson, the previous or president of Carnival Cruise Lines, was nice enough to give us the owner's suite on board the Carnival. I think it was the Fascination. And if you have never been in the owner's suite, and most people haven't, because it has to be gifted to you. It's not something that you can buy. It's literally like a 2,200 square foot apartment on the very top level of the ship, and it overlooks the Lido deck. It's not on any of the ship maps if you go looking for it. But during that cruise, we were having dinner with the captain one night, and he was telling us that his next cruise was a Panama, or not next cruise, coming up, was a Panama crossing, and he invited us to go with him. And I wish we would have, because I've always wanted to see the Panama Canal. And at the time, my parents were actually living down in Panama, which I think are watching this video right now. So Frank, Mom, hi. They were actually living in Panama, so it would have been kind of cool because they stopped in Cologne and we could have got to see them while they were down there. But no, we've not yet. But I hear it's a very, very fun cruise.
I just want to make a shout out to Hope Fleming because I think it's kind of funny that she says she absolutely loves your show.
Cool.
But she's still going on an Alaska cruise.
Oh, screw the Alaska. All right. I'm going to tell you this one more time. And this is probably the question I get asked most of all. I love cruising. My dream is literally for this channel to get so big that I can move onto a cruise ship with my wife and we can just live on it and just make videos from there. Because I think it would be ideal for us because, people want to see the videos of the ships, and if we're just on them all the time, that would be fine. I'm more than happy to sell my house and do that. But I will never, ever, no matter how much she wants me to, go on an Alaskan cruise.
But to be fair, look how many people are out there that won't even go on a cruise and you have to talk them into it. So maybe one day. I'm trying, guys.
There's a big difference. The reason why people are skeptical to go on their first cruise, we always get the same reason. We're going to be stuck on a boat. There's not going to be nothing to do. I'm afraid of water. I'm going to get seasick. Until they go on their first cruise, and then they go back over and over and over again. The reason I won't go on an Alaskan cruise, and I'm actually making a video about this, not tomorrow, but on Wednesday, on movies that you can watch that are cruise related. It's going to be a pretty cool video. Titanic. Icebergs. No, never. And people always say the same thing. You know, technology today, it will never sink today. That's exactly what they told the people on the Titanic of the day. So no Alaskan cruises for me. We need a second prize up here because we gave one away.
Oh, we already have one.
We already have a tumbler up
Let's
there.
see this one. This one's kind of a unique one.
This is kind of a unique little thing. I actually had this in my office for a long time, but I don't really use it that much no more because now it sits up here in the studio and I'm not in the studio. I mean, I have another office that we use for editing videos.
Well, we have another one downstairs.
But this is a tiny countdown clock. You can put it anywhere you want. And then you can set a date in there of your cruise and it literally just counts down the days until you're
ready to go.
So it's actually pretty cool. So we'll set that there. And nobody's calling. Now I want to take a call. There's nobody calling. Any other questions we can answer in there? If you're ready, if you call now, you'll get through. The phone is not ringing.
So let's see. What are some... Oh, we have a super chat from Blake F.
Oh, Meredith is calling back. Hi, Meredith.
Hey, how we doing?
Good. Where are you calling from?
Jeffersonville, Indiana.
Indiana. And is it Meredith? Is that your name?
It is.
All right, cool. What can I answer for you?
I just want to let you know I like your own channel.
Thank you.
A lot. I want to know what's your opinions on Carnival Journeys cruises. I've been on about 17 cruises. 8 days has been my longest, but my wife and I are looking to go on a 14, 15-day cruise. I want to know what the demographics like, the food, the entertainment, etc.
Well, I think for the food and the entertainment, you're going to find pretty much the same. I've never been on a Journey cruise, but I know lots of people that have. And I have been on the longer cruises as well. So as far as talking about what the actual Journey cruise, I wish I could give you a better answer, but I really don't know the answer to the specifics of the Journey cruises. I can tell you that everybody that I've put on a Journey cruise has come back and said how much they did like it, but I really don't know that much about the actual, quote, Journey cruises individually. I'm sorry, I wish I had a better answer for you.
No, that's all right. I'll figure it out, and then I'll call you back and let you know.
Let me know. We'd be happy to book it for you. Let's spin the wheel for you. Ready? Same thing, prize 1, prize 2, prize 3. I'm not going to look at the computer this time because I know it's wrong.
White again.
So you get another white. So you get the countdown clock, Meredith.
Prize 2, yes.
You get that countdown clock. Send me a message through Facebook sometime within the next 48 hours with your name and your address. And we will get this shipped out to you later in the week.
All right, thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day. All right. Phones are open
Okay.
again. What do we have?
We have a question. Somebody asking, will you ever do a USA tour cruise?
I'm not sure what that means.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that means because, I mean, you can't take a boat to, like, Indiana if that's what you're asking. I'm not sure that would be feasible.
Okay, let's see what other questions we have.
And we were going to talk about how to save money, too, but we haven't really gotten that far yet.
Actually, this one's kind of ironic since we just did the giveaway of a Carnival Vista hat. They're actually asking, what are your opinions on that ship?
I'll let you go first.
I like the Carnival Vista. It's one of the newer ships. It's one of the bigger ships. It has some of the more unique fun things on it. It has like the rope climbing, I don't know what it's called. It's got the little bikes, I believe, that goes around. Just some of the fun things. I know you're more on the other.
Ride
Yeah, you're more on the other technical stuff. I'm more of the fun type person.
She's talking about the
stuff.
sky ride and the ropes course. That she loved. Me, I was kind of terrified fat ass would fall off it. We forgot to bring a drink and a beer.
That's okay.
So as far as me for the Vista, I got to be honest. Been on the Vista and the Horizon and their sister ships. The Vista came out first, Horizon about a year later. And initially with the Vista, I actually was not that impressed with it. And the reason why is not because she's not a beautiful ship. What I didn't like about it is the same thing that lots of people are saying they love about it, is that they put too much on it, too much to do. And by having so many different activities, it feels like they shrunk the rooms down. So,
The rooms,
like for instance, if you wanted to go see a comedian, you literally had to be in line 2 shows ahead of time
I would agree
and
with
wait
that.
in line for a whole show just to get in for the next
And even
show.
then, you might not even get into that show because the rooms
Yeah.
are that small. I do agree
And
with
it
that.
seemed like the main show lounge, even if you sat both seatings, the early and late show, there wouldn't have been enough seating to seat the whole ship. So it seemed like the rooms were just always packed. So while there's more to do, there's actually less things that you're going to do and more waiting around time. But then I got to tell you, we went on the Horizon, and I love the Horizon. And it's exactly the same ship. So I don't know if maybe they've mixed the way they schedule things up a little bit, because the Horizon turned out to be one of my favorite ships. And they're literally sister ships, so they're almost identical. So I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
What are we
Keep
doing?
everybody entertained.
Nice. Okay, so do we have any questions that maybe I can try to answer for you? Let's see. Does Sal look at the chats? He does. If he has a video out, he will try to answer a lot of the questions. Originally, when he first started, he did try to answer everybody, but it's gotten to the point where he gets so many replies, it does make it a little hard for him to answer every single comment. So he tries to kind of answer the best that he can.
I do scroll through the comments. I go through the comments every day, but here's the thing. I get probably about 3,000 comments a day, like through the whole channel. So if you want your odds for me to respond to your actual comment, the best time to comment is on the first day after I upload a video. Because those I scroll through and I answer as many as I can, but if you're almost guaranteed that I see it on the first day. But as the video is out for a few days, I tend to check those videos less as we have new videos put up, because we just get so many that it's impossible for me to look through them all, because I literally get a notification literally every couple seconds that there's a post on one of my videos, and there's just not enough time in the day to read them all for all the videos.
Right. I believe, let me just double check something here. Georgiana Thornton was one of our super chats, and she has come back and asked if she gets a spin. Now, I believe what we were doing for the super chats is at the end of the show, we're going to put everybody's name, or anybody that did do a super chat, and pull their name out and then let that person spin. Is how we were going to do that, I believe.
Hi, Kalu. Say hello. This is our dog, Kalua. She's curious. There's two more down below us, too. All right, underneath you go. Okay, so yes, at the end of the show, everybody who did a super chat, Debbie is writing down your name, and we're going to do a random drawing for everybody who did a super chat, and we're going to spin the wheel for just them. And not only are you guaranteed that we'll see your question and answer your question and acknowledge you, but you'll also qualify for that super chat as well. We need another prize up here, please. And then we're going to take another call in a second. So let's talk about, in between calls, we were going to talk about in this video is ways for you to actually save money on your next Carnival cruise. And just throughout the video, we're going to give you some tips and tricks. So first, let's talk about how to save money when you're booking your cruise. Because I'm here to tell you, if you watch your emails, if you cruise before, Carnival is constantly having a special. But all specials aren't what they appear. Like right now, they have reduced deposit specials. And when I log into the back end of Carnival and see our concierge area, which is like kind of like the booking area of Carnival, for the exact same room, I can pick through probably 10 or 15 different rate codes. And those codes all have different pricing, such as the early saver, which is not a non-refundable deposit, but a full deposit, or the rates that are for today for the special that they have, which is the lower deposit. But all those codes aren't the same. So you really want to look through them all. Like for instance, if you were to get today's with the super low deposit, most likely for the overall cruise, you're going to pay more for that cruise. The price will be a little higher. So while you're saving in one area, you might not be saving on the other. So always know what you're really looking for. Are you looking for a low deposit you can make payments on but are willing to pay a little more? Or does the ultimate price of the cruise is what you're most interested in, so you're willing to pay a little larger deposit now and maybe a non-refundable deposit if you know you're going to cruise, and you'll save money that way?
We do have a couple people ask where Moscato is today.
Moscato was a bad bird.
He was not behaving very well.
We actually put a thing in the ceiling up here just before, I don't know if you can see it or not. No, you can't. Just before we started the show, and we hung him up there, and He was not behaving so well. Maybe I'll go down and get him here in a minute.
Well, I don't know if you guys remember the last live chat that we did. He came over and was sitting with us, and a lot of times he kept making some really loud noises. And anybody who had headphones on
I'll go grab him.
was like, they were shrieking. It was unbelievably loud. So he was doing that quite a bit today, so we thought we would maybe try and spare that. But we're going to try and bring him up and see if that helps.
Yeah, he was not a good bird this morning. All right,
We
Moscato,
did
you ready to try
bring
this
him
again?
up.
Come on, buddy.
Let's see, what other questions do we have
I know,
there?
come on. Step up. There you go. You want to give this a try again?
Here comes Moscato now. This is our parrot, for those of you who don't know, and he's already asking to get your nose.
Hello. Got your nose.
Yeah, he is very squawky, I will give you that.
Yeah, when he wants to scream, he definitely wants to scream. There's no doubt about it.
Hey, Moscato.
All right, let's take a call. This is Susan. Susan's been trying to call for a few minutes. Hi, Susan.
Hey, hi.
Okay, so the prize we just put up is a Carnival pen and... Okay, Moscato, I guess you want some beer. It's a Carnival pen and notepad
Going.
set
No, you're not
in
going to
a nice Carnival gift box. They gave this to Platinum and Diamond VIFP members. Is he being good?
Yes, so far.
All right. So we'll spin for that in a minute. What questions can we answer for you, Susan?
Well, what I wanted to know is, I've been with Carnival for years,
Okay.
so I don't always think bigger is better. What do you think? I use the smaller ships.
I agree with you. Actually, my favorite class of ship is the Fantasy class ship. Now, and that is currently the smallest class ship. They were built in the 90s, which would be your Sensation, your Fascination, Imagination. And maybe that's because that's the first ship we ever went on was the Imagination right after September 11th, which was a very interesting experience.
This isn't going to work, huh?
So for me, I actually prefer those smaller ships, but there's not as many people on them, but it's also a smaller ship, so I think it's all relative to capacity. The bird and the dogs are not getting along at the moment. I don't know if you guys can see them. But I guess it's just personal preference. I know people that go on the big ones and absolutely can't wait to see it. I will say I'm really excited about the Carnival Mardi Gras, and we do have a group cruise booked on the Mardi Gras. We have tickets for if anybody's interested. It's going to be in tomorrow's video, details on it. So I don't know. I don't know. I will say this: I've never been on a bad cruise, so I don't know whether any size ship is really better than sitting at home. As much as I love talking to you people live, I'd much rather be on a cruise ship right now, regardless of the size.
He's going to climb up on
Oh, I agree.
So I hope that answered your question a little bit.
We may have a little.
Yeah, it did. You gave me some insight as to someone else's opinion.
Let's spin the wheel for you here, Susan.
I guess Moscato wanted to join us.
Now again,
Lost this.
the prizes are, if you get it on the black, you get the first prize, which is the tumbler. The second prize is the pen and gift set. The third prize is brown is a deck of playing cards, and the orange is a $100 onboard credit towards your next 7-day cruise, whether it's a new cruise or whether you have one already booked with Carnival. Either way, if you move it through us, we'll give you that $100 onboard credit. And here we go.
Happy with anything that's free.
What's that?
I'm happy with anything that's free.
And you have white. Boy, white is popular. You have white as well. So you get this really nice pen and gift set that Carnival gives out. We'll have that in the mail to you. Now, do you have Facebook?
I do.
Excellent. Send me your name and address via Facebook. It has to be during the next 48 hours, and we'll get this in the mail for you later in the week.
Wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time and giving out things for free.
Perfect. No problem. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for calling.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
We do have another super chat from Barbara Leonard. Again,
Hi, Barbara. Thank you.
I don't see a question.
That's
Sorry.
okay. We'll have you in. You want me to put him back?
He's okay for right now.
She does not like the feeling of Moscato's claws on her skin. She doesn't like to be tickled in like any way, do you?
It's okay. We're working through it.
If he becomes too much of a nuisance, let us know in the comments and we'll put him away because he can be quite loud at times. So let's talk about another way to save money while you are on board a Carnival ship. Another good way to save money, well, good and bad. I actually don't recommend this way, but it is a way to save a few bucks, is your shore excursions. Now, if you've never cruised and you don't know what a shore excursion is, when you go into port, the cruise line will offer guided tours of each port. Everything from swimming with the dolphins to beach excursions to riding on jungle ATVs. There's all kinds of excursions. Now you can buy them directly through the cruise line on the cruise line's website before your cruise, or you can purchase them on board. That's not in my tooth. And typically you're going to pay a premium for that when you buy them from the cruise line because the cruise line does make a commission off of selling them and organizing them and all that good stuff. Now, if you already have a cruise planned, you can usually find those exact same shore excursions sold on the internet, and many times by the exact same companies that provide those excursions to the cruise lines. And they're typically about a third less. Now, that's the upside, is you're going to save money on them. You can get the exact same experience. The downside, and for me personally, it's a huge downside, is if you're out on that excursion and let's say your bus gets a flat tire and you're late coming back to the ship.
Oh, look at that.
The ship is not going to wait for you. Where if you buy the excursion from the cruise line because they get a cut, if anything were to happen, you are guaranteed that that ship will still be sitting there in port waiting for you when you get back, even when you're late. Now, most people say, oh, that'll never happen to me. I've been on lots of cruises. I've done it many times. And I'm here to say, great, I'm glad it's never happened to you until it does. And I'm here to tell you that it does happen regularly where people miss the boat because their excursions were late getting back to the ship. And in that case, it's going to be your responsibility to find your way either home or to the next port of call to catch up with your ship. And for me, for that extra $20, it's just not worth it. I personally book it through the cruise line. But if you're really, really price conscious, that is a nice way to get an excursion a little bit cheaper. What did we miss?
We did miss one
How dare you?
chat. Somebody actually brought it to my attention, so I do apologize. Sometimes they go up so fast you can't keep up with them all, but I do try to scroll back. Yolanda Pringle, and
Hi, Yolanda. Sorry about that.
she actually has a great question,
Uh-oh.
and it's one that I know that you and I will answer
Opposite?
the same.
Oh, the same.
No,
okay.
the same. And it's, do you recommend sailing during the hurricane season?
Ooh.
And if you're asking us, we're going to say
Yeah.
absolutely. And we love it. The rockier it is.
Well, good and bad,
the
though. We
more
had one
fun.
canceled because of a hurricane.
Yes, but it wasn't because of where the hurricane was. It was because we were actually sailing out. That's an ear. No.
You want to tell the story or you want me to?
I'll let you tell it.
Okay. So, first we had, during Hurricane, was it Katrina down in New Orleans? We had one scheduled out of New Orleans on, I believe it was the Fantasy, during Hurricane Katrina. And on that cruise, they actually canceled our cruise. Now, they did give us a full refund and even gave us a credit towards another cruise. It wasn't a free cruise, but it was a nice credit if I remember right. So the cruise line absolutely took care of us. And the reason why they canceled it completely, they don't usually cancel them. The reason they canceled them completely is because they actually gave that ship to the workers of Katrina to use as a hotel right after the hurricane. But we also went on, I believe it was the Legend, also out of New Orleans. And we knew there was it was hurricane season, and we knew there were some hurricanes way off, like over on the Western Caribbean. And we knew it was probably about a week away. And we went anyway, and if you sailed out of New Orleans, what you need to know is that you're not instantly in the ocean when you sail out of New Orleans. You have to sail down the Mississippi River about 5 to 7 hours before you hit the Gulf of Mexico. And then you've got to travel through the Gulf of Mexico to the mouth of the Gulf, and then you're in the Caribbean Ocean, Mexico, and any ports you want to go. So we went down through the Gulf of Mexico. Everything was fine. Weather was beautiful. We went to Progreso, Mexico. We went to Cozumel, and I think Belize. Come on, buddy.
Go see Daddy.
And the weather was absolutely beautiful for the entire trip. On the way back, you could literally, even though it was gorgeous where our ship was, and no wind and no rain, and the weather was gorgeous. You want to scroll down there so you're not missing anybody, please.
I have super chat.
All right, I'm going to tell this story while I'm walking to put him back. You should still be able to hear me fine because these are wireless mics. So we sailed down to the Caribbean and we were enjoying our beautiful 8-day cruise. And on the way home, we got back into the mouth of the Gulf of Mexico. Hold on. In you go. All right. Sorry, Moscato. Oh, you too. So we get back into the Gulf of Mexico and the captain comes on board on the radio and you hear that doom, doom, doom. And he says in his broken Italian English, he says, not to worry, the hurricane is still a day behind us. So we'll be able to get you back up the Mississippi River and back into the port of New Orleans with about a day before the hurricane gets you. Plenty of time to get everybody home. So that was great. So we sailed back up into the Gulf of Mexico, heading to the Mississippi River. And about halfway through, we get another message from the captain. Doom, doom, doom. Ladies and gentlemen, what we didn't know is that the port of New Orleans has closed the Mississippi River to all marine traffic in preparation for the hurricane. And the even worse news, ladies and gentlemen, is now the hurricane is bearing down on the opening to the Gulf of Mexico. So we can't sail back out, we can't sail away from it. It's going to go directly over top of us in a direct hit. So they announced that we would be at sea for 4 extra days while they lock all the exterior doors of the ship. Lights flickering every now and again, wind howling throughout. You look out the windows and all you see is lightning strikes everywhere, and the boat just up and down.
And you can see the horizon off in a distance from the top of the windows down to the bottom of the windows.
Floor to ceiling windows too.
And yeah, and it would just go back and forth. It's an experience.
And Carnival was nice enough to open the phone lines, which you really couldn't do because while a lot of people were trying to make emergency preparation and let their loved ones know what's happened, of course you had a lot of people just sat on the phone for hours at a time chatting with people just for fun. So you really couldn't get a phone line out. Internet stopped working. TVs hardly working at all because remember the boats, everything runs off a satellite, and with a hurricane that doesn't work so well.
And we felt very safe. There's some people asking if they sure it was safe. I didn't feel like we were in any
This
danger,
was an
though,
absolute major hurricane, and it was one of the big ones. I forget what name it was, but it was one of the big ones.
I don't remember which one it was either.
Most boats are going to sail out of the way of the hurricane in any way that they can, but in this particular situation, there was just no way to sail around it. And we still felt safe. I mean, I don't think anybody was like walking around, oh my God, are we going to die? It didn't feel like that at all. It was, for us, it was one of the best cruises we've ever taken.
I enjoyed that one. It was a lot of fun.
So, that's our hurricane story.
Plus, not only that, when we came back into port, because everybody's airline was off.
Carnival was wonderful.
Carnival was wonderful. They ended up pushing the next cruise. I don't know if they canceled it or if they... I know they did something. I'll let him explain that. But they were generous enough to the people that had gotten stuck on there for the extra 4 days that once they got into port, they allowed us to use the cruise ship as a hotel for one more night while we got our fares lined up. And we could actually use that port as another port of call.
And the hurricane had already came through, so New Orleans was beautiful that day.
So it was actually a lot of fun. In fact, it actually changed our opinion completely of New Orleans because originally our first impression of it was we weren't real keen on it.
When we came back,
we came back and went back out, and we absolutely loved it.
Yeah, and Carnival was wonderful. When we got back into port, you know, lots of people didn't have airline reservations because they had to wait till they got back into port with phone services. So Carnival was wonderful. At the time, anybody was scheduled to go on that cruise, their cruise was going to be shortened, but they put everybody up in hotels there in New Orleans and helped everybody with any travel arrangements that they needed, and they allowed us to use the ship. Now, the one cool thing I will tell you, and this is the reason to buy cruise insurance through Carnival and your flight through the airline. This is one of the only cruises that we ever booked flight through the cruise line. Sorry, our dogs are misbehaving in the back. While everyone else was scrambling to make airline reservations when we got back into New Orleans, because we bought our airline and travel insurance right through Carnival, when we got back into port, we were just asked to come to the front desk. They gave us our new airline. They told us we could use the ship as the hotel. They had everything worked out because Miami and corporate offices figured all that out while we were stuck out at sea. So I got to give kudos to Carnival for that entire experience. You know, you hear a lot of bad stuff because, you know, the little bad things make great news on, you know, Fox News Channel and CNN. But really, the cruise lines are wonderful. I mean, they really do go over and above. So for every one little story that hits those major news channels that you hear that's negative, I mean, there are thousands of stories out there where people are going to tell you how great the cruise line did. That just doesn't make as good of news.
We do have another super chat, Cruise with Autism. And I believe they actually did 2 different super chats, which yes.
Cruise with Autism, thank you very much. I
Yes.
used to be a news reporter. I did a story that went global on an autistic experience that we had here. That was really neat. We took a photograph of a gentleman, and I learned a lot about autism that day. So anyway, who was Super Chat?
The super chat was Cruise with Autism, but they did not have a question.
Thank you very much for the Super Chat. Okay, now that I've brought everybody down with my long-winded story.
Do you know anything about the handicap rooms?
Handicap rooms aren't what you think they are. Lots of people think handicap rooms are going to be bigger, so they ask for handicap rooms just because they want a bigger room. It's not what you think it is. Handicap rooms on most cruise ships just means they have the bars by the toilets and in the showers for you to hold on to. They're not really like wide open rooms where you can just take your wheelchair and just scoot around the room with plenty of room. And if you're using a mobility scooter, most of the time you're going to have to park that in the hallway outside the door. I get lots of people that think the rooms are going to be bigger because, you know, they need the mobility, but they're really not.
Some of them, I know some of the older ships kind of have the like step up and into through the doorways and stuff. I believe on the handicap rooms they don't have that.
Yeah, when you go into the bathroom, there's like a metal strip, and it's designed to keep the water in there. And you have to step up and over it to get into the bathroom in a lot of the older ships, and the handicap rooms don't have that. They just make it easier to get around the ship and easier to hold on to things.
We have another person asking about the shore excursions. Are they a lot more crowded than third-party shore excursions?
Same. I imagine they're talking about the ones you buy online as opposed to through Carnival.
That's the way I kind of
Most of the time, they're from the same tour operators. They're not going to be on the same buses, but the same company will offer the excursions. So they're not going to mix people and put people they booked alone off Carnival with people that booked on Carnival to be on separate buses. But a lot of times they're from the same tour operators, so they're really basically the exact same tour. But again, that real nasty benefit is, and it does happen, if the tour is late getting back, you'll be standing at the pier waving while everybody is laughing at you. And if you don't believe me, after this video, go up in the search bar and type in pier runner. And watch how many videos you get of people that are laughing on a cruise ship while other people are running down the pier as the cruise ship pulls away.
I did just see a question from one of our super chatters. I didn't see the question before, so I apologize now, Barbara. What do you recommend for honeymoon couples? Do you have a preference over anything for that?
Nope. Just go and have a great time.
Yeah, I think any cruise, you guys will enjoy it and you'll have a blast.
Make sure you let whoever you book it through know that it's your honeymoon. For instance, how we got started is she used to be the vice president of Carnival Honeymoons. So we kind of specialized in that for many years. And there are things that who you book it through, a lot of times they will have programs for honeymooners. We certainly do. So if you're looking to book your honeymoon, give us a call. Same phone number, 330-968-4300, and we can hook you up with some fun things on board specifically for honeymoons. But it's not something that's really offered by the cruise line. So it's different depending on who you book through and what they know about the ship and what they can help you out with. Okay, let's take a call. You ready? Yeah,
I did have one quick question, and it's a longer question, but it's something we can answer very quickly, and I'm sure it's something a lot of people have actually asked. It says that they're about to hit the diamond status on their next 8-day cruising.
Congratulations.
With Carnival, and they want to know, do they receive that status at the beginning of their next 8-day cruise or at the end of the 8th-day cruise?
You always receive status on your first day of the cruise that you will hit status on. So if you have an 8-day cruise and one of those 8 days will put you into the diamond status, congratulations, you're diamond. You'll get that on the very first day.
Okay.
Now, I don't believe, though, let me read it. You get all the on-board things for diamond. I don't believe they give you like the one-time donation and the luggage tag set and the third and fourth person one-time free. I don't think they give you that until your next cruise. But as far as all of your onboard, you will get the diamond card on your very first day, and you'll receive all the status of that platinum card starting the very first day of the cruise.
I do have a super chat, and then we'll take a call.
Okay.
The super chat, Stephanie Walton. Thank
Hi,
you
Stephanie.
very
Thank you.
much. Can you speak on buying excursions outside of Carnival? I never do, but I'm interested in it. Is it worth it?
Yep, we actually already talked about that earlier in the video. They're exactly the same. They're cheaper if you don't book them with Carnival, Stephanie. But as I said earlier, the major benefit to booking with the cruise line is if something happened and that excursion comes back late to the ship, when you book it directly through Carnival, the ship will wait for you. If you don't book it directly through Carnival and it gets a flat tire or they're just stuck in traffic, whatever reason, if they're late coming back to the ship will not wait for you. So take it for what it's worth. We told people in the beginning of this video for the extra $20 to $30, we would definitely book our excursions through the cruise line. People always say that it's not going to happen to us until it does. Literally on just about every cruise we've been on, we have seen people miss the ship at port. Not always because of an excursion, but a lot of times it is because of an excursion. And if that happens to you, you'll be responsible for finding your next way to the next port or your way home at your expense. All right, let's take a call. You ready?
Yes.
Hi, thanks for calling the Sal Pitera Show. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello?
It didn't answer.
Okay, they hung up. Hi, thanks for calling. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name's Paul Holden from North Carolina.
Hi, Paul. Do I know you?
No, I don't think so. I just watch videos and love it.
I know a Paul Hogan. I don't know where from, though. What questions can we answer for you, Paul?
Yeah, as far as the gratuities, is it best to pay for the gratuities prior to a cruise sailing, or is it best to pay them?
That's a good question. Now let
There's a
me
lot
let
of
me
ways
answer.
you can
I'm going to
go
answer
that,
that
yeah.
as politically correctly as I can, Paul. So you might have to read between the lines because I know my friends at Carnival who love our channel and allow us the interviews and all the great stuff on board that Carnival allows us to do that they don't allow just everybody to do. And this kind of might go against their corporate policy. So I'm going to let you read between the lines on this, okay? Okay, so one of the main benefits for paying them in advance is they're paid in advance. You're not going to see a high bill when you get off the cruise ship. So I know a lot of things like we buy the alcohol package, we don't buy them in advance, or we don't buy it on board, we buy it in advance because we can budget that for the several months before the cruise and pay it off early. A lot of times when we have extra money, we'll even buy like cruise cash and stuff like that because it's just easier to do that than to see a huge bill at the end of the cruise and say, wow, look how much money I spent. So that's one of the reasons for booking them in advance. Now, the reasons not to book them in advance, the first reason is you can't adjust your tips. So while the cruise line is going to automatically add those gratuities to your cruise on this about the second to last day before the cruise, you'll see that automatic gratuity of about $11 a day per person automatically added to your bill. But on the last day of the cruise, you can go down to guest services, or if you've been cruising a long time, the purser's desk, and you can adjust those tips either up or down. If you do that in advance, you can't do that because they're already paid for. Now, the other reason, and this is the part where you're going to have to read between the lines, is I can tell you on your next cruise, pull your room steward aside or any other employee on board that ship and ask them privately between you and them and see what they would rather have. You leave those gratuities on your board room and sign and sail, or if they would rather you hand them some money in cash and say thank you very much. And they will give you their answer of what they think. And notice I put that as a reason not to pay your gratuities in advance. That makes sense?
Okay. All right.
So that might save you some money because normally it probably isn't going to be as much. And I think you will make those people who would normally receive gratuities even happier.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's my answer. So let me spin this wheel for you, Paul. So prize number one on black, we have the Carnival playing cards white, we have a white tumbler. And for brown, we have this blue tumbler here. And orange is the $100 onboard credit.
We actually have a cruise legend with us,
Cool.
John Hild.
John! Wow. We've met John many times. John, do you still have that beautiful candy wreath we gave you on, I think, the
I
Vista?
don't know which one it was.
A couple Christmases
Yeah.
ago. Thanks, John, for stopping by. I really appreciate it. So you oh, babe, look at that. We have a brown. So you're going to get this beautiful Carnival Sunshine tumbler. Again, send me your name and address on Facebook over the next 48 hours, and we'll give you this great Carnival Sunshine tumbler. If you haven't been on the Carnival Sunshine, it used to be the Carnival Destiny. We did put a 360-degree walk-around tour from the Sunshine, where you can literally take your phone and look around in 360 degrees. They just did such an absolutely wonderful time on the Sunshine. If you haven't been on the Sunshine, I definitely recommend it. It's probably one of my favorite ships now.
Okay.
So thanks, Paul, for calling. And that'll be on the way to you by the end of the week.
Okay,
All right.
we have a lot of really good questions coming up, so if we can kind of go through some of them a little bit
Sure.
quickly. The one that we had touched base on the handicap rooms, the gentleman actually appreciated us answering the question, but he actually has a manual wheelchair and is wondering if he would be able to roll through the room to the balcony.
I don't know, because I don't know your wheelchair. I guess it depends on how wide your wheelchair is.
I know that they have transportation chairs, and they're a little bit more narrow. So if you have
Like what we use in
something,
the airplanes.
yeah. So if you have something that's a little bit more narrow, it may or may not work.
Carnival is very handicap friendly, though. I think you'll find that while you might not be able to use it, like move around in your room, depending on the room that you get, you're going to find the rest of the ship is extremely accessible. So,
Okay.
and they do have, you know, like I said, the handicap accessible rooms do have the bars for you to hold on to when using the restroom and getting around the room. So, I've never seen anybody that's challenged physically have really a problem with. Oh, there goes our dogs. Have really a problem with getting around through Carnival. So I think you'll really enjoy the experience.
Here's another one that I think is more handicap based. Is they're wondering if you've ever seen a service dog on the ship, and that they know that they offer alternate turf, but they're wondering if you know what that means and how that works.
Yes, I do. Obviously, I don't need a service dog, but I do know somebody who traveled with a service dog. And again, Carnival is very friendly and accessible. My son is making faces at me from behind the camera. They do have an area on the ship that's just for service dogs with artificial turf down for your dog to be able to relieve himself. Nick, try and stop her from jumping because she's shaking the camera considerably. But yeah, your service dog is definitely welcome on board. Now, let's define that, because lately, and I worked for an airline for a long time, there is a difference between a service dog and a
Comfort dog.
comfort dog. Comfort dogs, unfortunately, are not allowed on any cruise line that I know of. So it's got to be a legitimate, actual service dog, like a blind dog, or somebody that's certified as an actual service dog.
Okay, it looks like we have another super chat. So I'm going on a cruise for my honeymoon. I'm sorry, first of all, this is Dolphin 0150. They're going on a cruise for their honeymoon and was suggested to honeymoon wishes for Carnival. Do you guys know how it really works, and is it worth it? We actually just touched base on that. I don't know if you were here for that one or not.
Yeah, I don't know what the Honeymoon Wishes program. I don't know if that's new or not, but I've never heard of it.
Okay, and we do have another super chat from
Sorry.
Alexa, going on a 7-day on the Glory, and they're very excited.
Wonderful ship.
Another question that we have, and I think this one kind of depends on which excursion you're really on, is can you leave an excursion early? I don't think it's recommended.
But we have.
But we have. Like in Aruba, for example, we went on a snorkeling and Segway excursion.
Come on, Karen.
Where I wish we had the video to show them for that. He actually crashed on his Segway.
I'm okay.
And when we went swimming with snorkeling, I actually got stung by sea urchins. So we actually chose to opt out, and we actually got a taxi cab and went back to the ship on our own. So you can do it. Just be courteous to the whoever's putting on the excursion.
Yeah, I guess it really
to let them go.
depends on your tour operator.
Yeah, I think it just depends.
Like you said, we did it, and they were real nice about it. We did have to pay for the taxi ride back.
Right.
But I will say the ship was really nice about it. Not only did their doctor take a look at Deb's foot for free, didn't get all the sea urchins out, but Carnival was nice enough to refund us the shore excursion just because we ended up having to pay for a taxi home ourselves. So they treated us real nice about it. But I don't think it's recommended. I'm not even sure it's really allowed. That might have been just a one-time experience, but it can be done because we've done it.
Here's one is, can you bring water on the ship with you? And can you bring medical marijuana, and if you need it? The answer to that question would be no for both.
Right.
And I'll let you go a little more into detail.
Used to be able to bring water on board, but too many people tried to sneak alcohol on board in their water bottles. So now you cannot bring anything in bottle form, in plastic bottles, and with some medication on board a cruise ship. Just how it is. Too many people try to circumvent the rules. As of right now, you can bring a bottle of champagne or wine for each person over 21 years of age, up to 750 milliliters. They will charge you a corking fee at dinner if you bring it to the dining room corked. Also, you can bring soda pop on too, up to a 12-pack?
Per person, yes.
Per
but
person?
it has to be cans.
Correct. Has to be cans per person of any age. And it's got to be the normal, I think it's 12-ounce cans, the normal regular, or 12 or 16, but the normal cans of soda pop. As for marijuana, no. Not with a prescription, not if it's legal where you live. You can't bring any marijuana product, or any marijuana paraphernalia. If you do, you will end up getting arrested. Don't bring it. I can't stress enough. Do not bring marijuana. You will get caught with it. There are dogs that sniff for it if somebody turns you in. And let's face it, I know marijuana smokers don't like to believe that other people can smell marijuana. We can. And you will get caught. And the last thing you want to do is get caught on board the ship. They can literally throw you off the ship at the next port of call to find your own way home. And you don't want to take it out into port and smoke it there, because the last thing you want to do is get yourself arrested in a foreign country, because then the ship's going to leave without you. You're going to have to deal with legal fees in another country and all kinds of hassles to get back to the States. John, if you're still watching, chime in on this. You can let them know that I'm correct on this. Please don't bring marijuana. Don't bring marijuana products anywhere near a cruise ship. You will get caught. You will regret it. Okay, I think I touched upon that enough.
Yes, I think so. And in fact, the person that question came from actually happened to be a super chat as well.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Scratcher King.
Want to do another phone call?
Yeah, we can do another phone call. I do want to answer one question. Somebody asked me a question specifically, is do I still have the urchin? And no, I don't. We had remnants of the urchin up to 1 month after we got back, and then all of a sudden it just all fell out.
I will say this, going to a podiatrist in January
in Ohio
and telling you have sea urchins in your feet. We literally caught her outside of her door Googling how to remove sea urchins from feet.
Yes.
To figure it out.
It was funny though.
So while we're waiting for another phone call,
we need to get
a third prize. Let's give you another way to save a couple dollars on board your Carnival cruise. This is kind of a simple thing, and I really wish Carnival would be a little more clear on this, because I actually get a lot of complaints on this one, especially from new cruisers who have never cruised before. On your first day when you board your cruise ship, most of the time, oh my God, what did one of those dogs do? Whew. When you first board the cruise ship, most of the time your room's not going to be ready for you yet. So for the first couple hours, everybody goes to the same place. Everybody goes up to the Lido deck. They want to look over the side and see the pier and enjoy the fresh air and go get the food at the buffet. But when you walk out on that Lido deck, the first thing you're going to see is you're going to see waiters walking around pretty much everywhere with these beautiful Carnival glasses with a very tropical umbrella drink in it. And the way they approach you, I would say probably 8 out of 10 people who haven't cruised before think that that's a complimentary drink.
Well, the way that they word it is very
Misleading a lot of times.
Yes.
A lot of times what they'll say, and I usually call them on it, and I don't think it's actually Carnival policy to do this, but a lot of them will say, would you like your free collector glass? And you'll say, sure, and they'll hand it to you, and they'll say, okay, that'll be $10 or $11. And you'll say, well, I thought it was free. Because, oh, you got to buy for the drink, and the glass comes with it. But lots of people just assume that that's a free drink. Please understand, it's a great drink, and the glass is fun to bring home. But just understand going into it that you are paying for that drink. It's not free, and if you buy the alcohol program, it's not covered under the alcohol program either.
We do have a question that it actually revolves around a couple different questions. So somebody is asking about the Mardi Gras, the group sailing that we have on it, and what it is and all the details and that kind of stuff.
You're going to hear all about that in tomorrow's video, and we actually have a pretty cool video coming out tomorrow. So stay tuned. You'll hear all about that tomorrow. But we do have it. I'll give you basics of it. It is the inaugural cruise out of New York going up to Maine and Canada. Should be a lot of fun. You could be one of the very first people to ride the new roller coaster on board the Mardi Gras.
Can you explain the group cruise part of it?
Yeah, it's a group and it's a cruise.
Well, there's some people that aren't quite sure how the group cruise part
We
of
have
it works.
we have a set amount of cabins booked on board that we have a special rate for, and it will include some group activities like a free complimentary cocktail party that we're purchasing for you, and some fun onboard activities that we'll have just for our group on board, as well as all of Carnival's activities too. Again, watch my video tomorrow and you'll have all the details on it. All right, let's answer a phone. Oh, they hung up. Call back. Hurry up. There we go. Hi, thanks for calling. Hello. Hi.
Hi, this is Karen Gunner, and I have a question about the travel insurance.
Sure, Karen. Where are you calling from?
West Virginia.
Very cool. Sure. What can I answer for you?
My cousin, my aunt, and myself are going in October on the Breeze.
Okay.
They don't want the insurance,
Okay.
but I do.
What's going on here?
Can I get it for myself, or
Yes.
do they have to get
Nope.
it too?
You can buy it just for yourself, and I'll tell you, I would not travel without insurance. So I think you're definitely making the right decision. I find especially younger people don't think they need the insurance, and it's one of those things that's great if you never need it, thank God. But when you do need it, like, you know, if you get sick on board and they have to helicopter you off that cruise ship and you don't see that $50,000 bill because you bought cruise insurance, you know, or if your luggage gets lost or things of that nature, I personally wouldn't travel without it. But yes, you can purchase it just for you. It does not need to be purchased by everybody who goes.
Where would I get it?
Okay. There's 2 ways to get it. Is your cruise booked already?
Yes.
Okay. Are you booked directly through Carnival?
I really don't know. I think it's a travel agent.
Okay.
Carnival, but my aunt did it, so I
Sure.
really don't know.
There's 2 different kinds of insurance you can get. Carnival actually sells their own insurance. Just contact your travel agent and they can buy that for you. Or if you scroll down in the descriptions of any one of my links, you'll find a link for travel insurance to insuremytrip.com. They sell pretty much every insurance you can imagine through Prudential and I think State Farm and a bunch of reputable companies. A lot of times the insurance is either cheaper or comparable to Carnival's, but in my experience, lots of them cover a lot more than what Carnival insurance comes. As much as I like Carnival's insurance, and sometimes Carnival's insurance is cheaper, and that's definitely the way to go if that's the case. But if you use the link at the bottom of my videos, and I wouldn't want to disclose it, they do send me a commission for it, a small commission, but they also give it to you cheaper just by clicking that link. So you can look there and see your options, or call your travel agent and they can book your insurance directly through Carnival. But I think you're making the right decision by getting cruise insurance.
And to touch base on that, we do have one question in regards to hers as well. Is they're asking about how much the insurance runs. Now I know that depends on the length of cruising and
depends on how long your cruise is.
Right.
It depends on if you book through Carnival, not so much by age, but if you go through Insure My Trip, it depends on your age. Just like any other insurance, they take lots of things into factors. The price of your cruise, as well as the price of your. If you go through Insure My Trip, it covers your third parties like your airline and all that stuff. So it really there's lots of factors involved. Even through Carnival, there's different prices. So.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much.
Sure, let's spin the wheel for you.
All right.
All right, so...
Do you want to go over what's been added?
Yes. So black is prize one. That is this wonderful deck of playing cards, which, by the way, you too can get for free just by visiting the information desk on any cruise. But we're giving one away here for free. This wonderful Carnival tumbler. And it keeps your drinks very hot and very cold.
Yeah.
Or this other one is an Our Cruise photo album. And that will be for the brown. And again, the orange is going to be for a $100 onboard credit that we will buy you towards your next Carnival cruise booked through us. It must be a 7-day or longer cruise. Okay? Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. White. White.
The tumbler.
So you get this beautiful tumbler. So,
All right. Well, thank you.
do you have a Facebook account?
I do.
All right, send me your name and address through Facebook. Do
the
that.
next
You have to do that
48
within the next 48 hours, and we'll get this out to you by the end of the week.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for calling. Enjoy your cruise.
Bye.
All right, where are we at?
We have a question from somebody actually who did a super chat earlier on. It's the Cruise with Autism. They're asking, if I book with you, can I still use the Autism of the Seas services?
I don't know what that is, but if it's something that Carnival offers, yes. When you book with me, you will get everything that Carnival offers. You don't lose anything at all. You don't pay me. We get paid directly by the cruise line. So yes, if it's a service that Carnival offers, I will research it for you, and you will absolutely get any service that Carnival offers, whether you book through me, whether you book through anybody really, whether you go through your local travel agency or even the biggest ones like Travelocity. If that's a service that Carnival offers, yes, we will make sure you get that service.
Okay, we do have another question here. Is where'd it go? Can I add an e-gift card to an onboard credit before my cruise, or do I have to wait until I am on the cruise?
If what you mean by an e-gift card is if you're talking about a Carnival gift card, one that's either bought on Carnival's website or like through Verizon, I think offers them, or if you buy them through like your local grocery store, you can use them either way. You can either use them to pay for your cruise, you can use them to add as an onboard credit, or you can bring them to guest services and use it there. Any way at all, they'll happy to take it from you. We have 3 dogs that are going crazy behind us.
Yeah,
by the way.
somebody mentioned that they were going a little nuts.
Yeah, they're rambling around behind us. But better them in here with us than out there barking up a storm because
Yes.
we're in here.
Well,
So
one of them went missing on us.
we have Tanya calling. Let's answer this call. Hi, Tanya. Where are you calling from?
Texas.
Texas. All right. We need another prize up here, please.
Oh,
What can we answer for you, Tanya?
what?
I
Well,
was just inquiring about the Fetch It to the Phone.
Okay.
Your thoughts are on it.
we have. We could do that.
You know, it's hard for me to answer that for you, Tanya, because we get those benefits automatically because of our status with Carnival. But I don't know if I didn't have those benefits automatically. To be honest with you, personally, I probably would not purchase them because let's talk about what it really gets you. It's going to get you on the ship faster when you get to the port if you're there early because you're going to have a special line and a special waiting room that's not quite as long as the people who are in line. So if you plan on getting there real early in the morning, it's going to get you on the ship a little faster. But if you don't mind arriving like after 11 o'clock, there's really not going to be that long of a line anyway because people are already just be walking on board, checking in and walking on board. So you're not really going to save that much there. It's also going to get you a special telephone number and a special line at guest services. So you don't have to wait in the huge lines at guest services, specifically on the first day and on the last day of your cruise. But if you don't have Faster to Fun, as long as you don't mind waiting a couple hours and going like in the late evening or pretty much any other day other than the first day or the last day of your cruise, you're pretty much not going to have to worry about a huge line at guest services 99% of the time, especially if you're willing to go like late at night, like after all the shows are over, go to guest service. There's usually nobody there at all. So I guess, yeah, you're paying for those extra conveniences, but I mean, I personally wouldn't do it. I think I would be content just going a little later and saving the money and using that money to buy an excursion or a souvenir on board. That's just my personal opinion. But other people seem to like it because it does sell out on almost every cruise. So let's spin the wheel.
Who is the caller that we are talking to?
What's your name again? Hon?
Carnival.
Tanya.
She's been trying to get through for quite some time.
I know. I've been seeing it ring. All right, let's spin this thing for you,
I'm
Tanya.
glad you finally got through.
So black is going to be this wonderful Carnival. It's a picture frame with like anchors and the Carnival fluke and captain's wheel and all that good stuff in it. Middle one is going to be this beautiful free pack of Carnival playing cards, which you too can get for free just by visiting the purser's information desk. And the third will be this photo album that says our cruise on it to put your cruise memories in. And the fourth is that $100 onboard credit towards your next 7-day or longer cruise booked through us. Oh, did we get the orange?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, so close. We got the brown.
So close. We got the brown, which is the
book.
cruise photo album. Tanya, send me your full name and address through Facebook.
I believe it's actually more of a scrapbook photo album.
Oh, is it a scrapbook photo
I
album?
think so.
Okay, send me your name and address through Facebook over the next 48 hours, and we'll get this sent out to you by the end of the week.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for watching, Tanya.
Okay, we do have a couple questions. Some people that were interested in insurance, they don't see where to find how to contact you in regards to that. Also,
There should be a link at the bottom of the video to insure my trip. Or you can just call me at this number after today. Let's wait till tomorrow. 330-968-4300. Don't call now for that because, well, frankly, don't call now for that. We're doing this.
Also, we can help you guys book any cruise, any length, any amount of people. You know, we can do groups, we can do individuals, anything of that. We've had some questions on that too.
Correct. And by booking through us, here's what you get. Because, you know, we're a concierge service. So we don't put web forms online to book your cruise online because, well, frankly, we don't just want a zillion people coming to our website and just booking. That's not the kind of service we are. We are a service that works one-on-one with our customers. So once you book a cruise with us, we want to have that personal relationship with you where you can call us and say, Sal, I'm interested in this. And, you know, we'll have that relationship to know exactly what you want. We can also help you with your hotel, your airline, all the good stuff to make sure that your cruise goes wonderfully. The other thing you get from us is our 24-hour service when you're on your cruise or going to your cruise. If something goes horribly wrong and your airline can't help you or the cruise line doesn't help you or your hotel doesn't help you, we have somebody here that will answer that phone call for you while you're traveling and help you through it. And whether that be, you know, find you a different hotel, if you're driving down, you break down on your road, finding you a rental car, we are available to help you with any problems that happen while you're on board or while you're traveling through your cruise. Now, the good thing is that when you book through us, or if you want to book through us and you want to transfer your booking to us from if you paid Carnival directly, is that you still get that great price from the cruise line and any benefits for the sail that you're booking on. Carnival doesn't charge you any extra. Carnival has what's called level pricing, which means everybody from the smallest mom and pop travel agency to the largest travel agents all get the exact same pricing. So the pricing and the incentives will be the same. A lot of times our company will offer you an onboard credit. Like for instance, right now until the end of the month, anybody who's watching this video who books a cruise through us 7 days or longer automatically gets a $50 onboard credit. If you already have your cruise booked through Carnival directly, and you want to book through us, as long as you haven't made your final payment, you can call us and we can take over that booking and get you that $50 onboard credit, and literally be there for all the rest of that. But I'm here to tell you that we are selective with our customers, and we do that for a reason. We're not Travelocity. We're not for everybody. So most likely, if you send me a message and it says, what do I get for booking through you? my response to you is probably going to be, I'm sorry, but we're not the right concierge service for you. So I think I've pretty much explained, what we do and how we do it. And we'd love to have those people who are watching our channel as clients. So give me a call anytime, but right now, I mean, you can call now for this, but not for a cruise booking at 330-968-4300. You'll always get me if I'm available. If I'm not available, my phone will roll over to my team, or in the unlikely event nobody can get to your call at the moment, leave a voicemail and we do call you right back.
We have a couple questions. One is what classifies it as a group booking? How many rooms do you need, or how many people?
Sure. Well, we actually specialize in group bookings. So the group booking on the Mardi Gras, you don't need to have a group. We already have the group. You would literally be buying one of the rooms that we have reserved for you. But if you have a group of people and you want to travel on board, most cruise lines consider a group 12 people or more. And when you book 12 people or more, you get special pricing. You get some special onboard events that you can do with your group, but that's 12 people or more. And if you give us a call with your group, we actually specialize in groups. We can set up payment plans and really tailor the group towards what you want to do. Over and above the payment plans that are actually offered by the cruise line.
We actually have somebody asking if we actually have a list or out there anywhere that tells what cruises we're going to be on and when.
Oh, me and you?
Yes. A couple of them we have announced, like the Mardi Gras. We have a couple group cruises coming up, one in November.
We got a really cool cruise in November. Let me interrupt you for 1 second. TheRenCruise.com. TheRencruise.com. November 11th on the Elation, 5 days. We are going to Amber Cove and Grand Turk.
Yes.
And it's really going to be a fantastic time. The group is, if you've ever been to a Renaissance fair, it's folks who do the Renaissance fairs, and just a really fun group of people to have. We're going to have all kinds of private entertainment and things of that nature, and you can learn a lot, and you can hang out with them, listen to the Renaissance music, and just have an absolute great time. And the price is absolutely fantastic. So it's therencruise.com. We will be on board. We'll be the cruise director for that particular group. And you'll have an absolute grand time. And inside cabin on that is less than $1,000 for 2 people. And outside cabin with a window view is just over $1,000. So really can't be beat. There's going to be free booze on that cruise during parties we have. Be lots of fun. So if you're available in November and you want to sail with us, it's therencruise.com. Other than that, I really usually don't publish the cruises that I'm going on just as an individual, just me and her. And that's mainly because lots of our cruises are last minute. We just wake up and say, let's go next week. So a lot of times we don't know. But if you see us on board, make sure you say hello. If I can, I'll buy you a drink and we'll sit down and talk for a few minutes. I absolutely love when people say hi. So
let's see here.
We get more prizes to give away? We out.
Well, we have, excuse me. We have the one prize that we have to give for the pot of people who had done the super chats.
Okay.
So we have to figure out how you
Let's
want
do
to do that.
All right. Let's do that right now.
Okay. We have...
Well, you got to tear them up.
Well, I know, but I haven't gotten that far. Let me go grab a pair of scissors real quick because I'm not that talented. In the meantime...
So we are out of prizes other than the super chat prize because we want to do that next. But if you want to call in, if you have any questions, please feel free to call in now. In the meantime, let's talk about another way to save on your next Carnival cruise. So this, let me put this call on hold. Hi, this is Sal. Can you hold on?
You've been ignoring all of them.
Thank you. Okay, so another way to save on your next cruise is, and a lot of people disagree with this, and I'm going to give you my thoughts of it. Why is a lot of these ports you go into, you're going to see local vendors set up in their 10 by 10 huts, selling their locally handcrafted goods to the tourists that are getting off the cruise ship. And these guys really do depend on your cruise ship dollars. Now, I'm here to tell you that the prices that they have are absolutely negotiable. Now, I know I'm going to get some beef, so before you let your thumbs go crazy typing in hate mail in my comments, let me explain. Yes, these people usually have less money than the tourists do that are traveling. and they do need those travel dollars. However, you're going to find that their first offer to you is going to be way out of line of what they actually expect you to buy that for. So, yeah, well, I don't want to say haggle them down to the absolute lowest you can. You're more than welcome to make them a fair offer, and most of the time, if it's fair, they're going to take it and they're going to be happy with that offer. Getting real bowl. Nick, can you grab us a bowl?
I thought about that when I came back in, but I was already in, so I figured we would improvise.
Okay, so we have Tamara on the line. Hi, Tamara.
We don't
Hello?
have it anymore.
Is it not Tamara? Phone call? Anybody? Uh-oh. We're on
Going
hold.
once, going twice.
Thank you, Dominic. Tamara.
I don't
All right,
think
call
she's
back.
there.
Sorry. She was there when I picked up the phone.
Okay, we have a couple more to put in here, and then we will. I have lost my feed. Hold on a second. Here we are.
There we are. It's not too late to get that super chat in if you want to guarantee we get to your call. We are almost done for the night, so if you want to make sure we get your last minute question, support our channel, do that super chat. Again, there's also a new join button that Carnival put on our channel. If you click that join button, it's $4.99 a month. You don't have to do it. Our videos are always free. But for that $4.99, you're going to get a special live chat at least once a month. That live chat will end up being posted for everybody, but not for probably days afterwards. You are going to get special deals that we offer for different sailings throughout the year as well. So you'll definitely save money on your cruises. Like, for instance, right now, as I said, anybody who books a 7-day cruise or longer with us or transfers a booking to us, we're going to give you a $50 onboard credit. But those people who hit the join button until the end of the month, you automatically are going to get a $100 onboard credit just by booking through us or transferring your booking to us. And that's special for those people who have hit that join button. We're also going to do some giveaways and just some fun things for those people who've chosen to support our channel financially. You're just going to get a little bit more than what we usually put out. But again, we're happy if you just subscribe to our channel and just watch our videos. If you can't support us because you can't afford it or you just don't want to, you don't have to. Like I said, we are humbled to reach the 35,000 mark that you guys like our videos so much.
Okay, are we ready?
Are we ready to do this?
The picture frame.
All right, we're going to do this drawing for the picture
we
frame.
dropped one out.
Dropped one out.
Let's shake it up.
Actually, it's not for the picture frame. It's for a tumble.
What?
This is super chats, right?
Yes.
All right, we're going to
What
wait.
is this for?
A tumble. We're going to spin for a super chat.
But we only have 2 prizes.
I got that covered already. We're going to wait 2 more minutes in case anyone else wants to get their name in this for a super chat. A super chat of any denomination, get your name in here. We're going to wait 2 more minutes. Let's take a phone call.
I think maybe Emma thinks.
Hi, this is Sal. Turn down your computer. Hi, turn down your computer and you'll be able to hear a lot better.
Okay, there we go.
Hi.
Hi.
Who's this and where are you calling from?
This is Sierra Williams Parker calling from Glenville, Missouri.
Oh, Missouri. I've never been to Missouri. Is it nice out there?
Yes, it is.
I'll have to check out Missouri. I've never been there. What questions can we answer for you?
We're about 6 hours away from you.
That's not bad at all.
No, that sounds like a
Nothing
day trip.
personal, though. When I have 6 hours, my day trip is going to be go to a cruise port.
I understand.
What questions can we answer for you?
Speaking of a cruise port, we're actually, me and my husband, my sister, my mother, are traveling to Miami in June of this year on the 13th
Okay.
to the Sensation for a West, I think it's Caribbean, 4-day cruise. And I've heard that they've redone the Sensation since the last time I've been on there. Me and my husband, the first time we cruised was in 2015 when we got married.
We were just on the Sensation in January.
Yeah. And I was wondering, what do you think about it? And what have they changed since 2015?
I love the Sensation. It's actually it's my favorite class of ship, the fantasy class
We were
ship.
just talking about that.
We were just on there in January, and when you went on board, did they have a Guy's Burger Shack and the Blue Iguana Tequila Bar and all of the Fun Ship 2.0 upgrades yet?
No, they did not. That's why I was kind of more excited to go. Like I said, when we first went on the first time, it was one of a new thing for us because that was our first time ever on a cruise together. And actually, I've learned a lot more. I wish I knew about your channel then when we took the first cruise because we were way out of our league then. But I've learned a lot from your channel and still learning. That's actually preparing us for our second trip on the cruise, and my sister and mother's first time on a cruise.
Cool. Well, I can tell you, you're really going to like the 2.0 upgrades. I know this is silly because it's just a burger, but a lot of people's favorite part of going on a Carnival cruise is eating at Guy's Burger Joint.
Yes.
If you remember the old burgers, they were just burger patties, same thing you would find at like Walmart or Sam's Club.
No, these are like
Guy's
nothing
Burgers
else.
patties are, and the Fixins bar is probably the best burgers you're going to get anywhere on Earth. And it's not just the burgers; it's the whole atmosphere up on the Lido deck. Has really changed by adding the specialty bars up there.
In fact, I'll even go one step further. Is our daughter hasn't sailed since she was 8 years old, and she went on this last cruise with us in January. And she got off the ship and she thought that those burgers were so fantastic. She says that's what she misses more than anything.
Yeah, you're gonna find the upgrades are really nice.
When we went, I think I gained like 10 pounds with that food.
You definitely can.
It smells so good.
The other thing is you're gonna find
We're
is
on a diet now to gain our normal weight when we go back on.
the other thing I think you're going to find is that, and I don't know what it was like on your cruise if they had already done away with this, but Carnival over the years has rebranded themselves from like the neon glitz all over the place, from being the fun ships and the younger crowd to really trying to be a crowd that caters to everybody. So you're not going to find that it's in my opinion, just a much higher class of ship now. It's not all dark and neon everywhere. It's more bright and open, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Wonderful.
It was a very nice ship.
We're very excited. We're going to Georgia. Actually, we'll be in Ohio the day before to pick up my sister. She's in Cincinnati, and my mom, and then we're driving down to Miami.
Okay.
To the parking lot that's, I believe, like 2 minutes away from the port.
You can't beat that. And you can park right at the port as well.
We actually go down to the Cincinnati area quite a bit.
Yeah, we go down to Cincinnati regularly. My wife's aunt lives down there, and we love going down to that area. Well, if you need help with that booking at all, give me a call during the week, and I'm more than happy to help you and see if I can get you a credit on board.
I sure will.
So the next prize we give away is going to be.
We've already paid for it, so.
You know what? Don't worry about that. If you need, I can't get you the onboard credit for one that you've already paid for, but for me, it's not about the money. So if there's anything that I can help you with, if anything goes wrong and you just need somebody to talk to and get it figured out, I have lots of connection with Carnival. I can more than happily try to get involved. So if you need anything at all, pick up the phone and call me.
Alcohol package. Yeah, because of you all, I saw your latest video and your last live when you were talking about the alcohol package, and me and my husband was like, "Yeah, I think we're going to do that because we didn't do it the first time. I didn't even know it existed when me and him went.
That's because I don't think it was available back then.
Okay.
So we're definitely going to be getting the package, the alcohol package for me and him.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for calling, and if you need anything, just give me a call.
Yes, thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Okay, we do have quite a few super chats.
It's not too late to do super chats since we're still getting. We're going to wait a few more minutes because we want anybody who wants to be in this last drawing to be able to get in.
A lot of these don't have questions, so I will go by and read their names. This is Barry Curran,
Thanks, Barry.
Sherry Davis,
Thanks, Sherry.
Minecraft Gamers Lisa.
Oh, my son would love you, Minecraft Gamers.
I've seen that one too. Amy Blake and Tammy Fitzpatrick. Now, Amy Blake does have a question. She wants to know what kind of special events are on the inaugural cruise sailings.
That's a good question. Well, it depends on the inaugural sailing, because what you have to understand, the inaugural sailing is not always just the first sailing of the cruise. The true inaugural sailing will be the one in Europe where the ship is built, and those are European cruises before it comes over here. And then you have a true inaugural sailing, which would be your first cruise, usually out of New York. But then that whole month, and I think they say it's 10 sailings afterwards from whatever the home port is going to be, are all considered inaugural sailings. Now, the closer you get to the true inaugural sailings, especially the one in Europe or the one here in New York, you're going to find more events going on, because you're going to find that no matter what cruise ship it is, the top brass of the company are going to be on board. You're going to get the absolute best crew that they have that goes from ship to ship to ship, from new ship to new ship to new ship as new ones come out. And we have found that if you're on the absolute inaugural sailing out of New York or the inaugural sailing out of Europe, is that the cruise line tends to give you a lot of freebies, a lot of fun inaugural sailing things, everything from, we've gotten special robes that say inaugural sailing on it, to books, and just lots of fun things for the inaugural sailing. We've gotten pins for the inaugural sailing. Just little things. You'll come back to your cabin at night and you'll find the cruise line is giving you a gift for being on the inaugural sailing.
Also, too, just kind of go on that, is I noticed a lot of the shops on the inaugural sailings have more Carnival inaugural-based
Yes.
clothing as well.
Correct. So yeah, as far as our booking for the inaugural sailing for the Mardi Gras, you're going to have everything that the cruise line offers, but we're going to have private events as well. Everything from a sit down like this with those who come on board, where we just answer questions, to just hanging out and doing pub crawls, and like I said, we're going to have a special cocktail reception for those that go. Just some fun things that we're going to pack in over and above what the cruise line has to offer, just as our way of saying thank you for booking with us. Oh, Tamara's calling back. Oh, I just missed her.
I think we are pretty much ready.
All right, I'm
to
going to
go.
give Tamara another 30 seconds to call back, because I had her on hold. She's the one who hung up.
Yep, here she is.
Hi, Tamara.
Hi,
I got you. Where are you calling from?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. I love the Carolinas. What questions can we answer for you?
Yep. My son and I are going on our first cruise this summer.
Congratulations. You're going to love it.
I'm hoping so. I'm just wondering what their food handling procedures are, because he's got shellfish allergies.
Sure. Who are you booked through? Are you booked through Carnival directly?
I'm actually booked through a military travel agency.
Okay. Call your travel. Are you going on Carnival or another line?
It's Carnival. We're going to do the Grand Turk and Amber Cove.
Sure. Do you have a pen and piece of paper available?
In just 1 second. My son likes to hide things. Okay.
Okay, so the first thing you could do is you could call your travel agent, and most travel agencies will do this for you. But if they don't, I'm going to tell you how to do it yourself. Call 1-800-CARNIVAL and ask for their guest access department. The cruise line is always going to bend over backwards for you. Like I said earlier, you tend to hear, the one or two horror stories. But for every horror story, you're going to have thousands of people who just say, you know what, the cruise line really bent over backwards. Remember, they're in the business to have you come back over and over and over again. And specifically, my experiences with Carnival is they are really going to do everything they absolutely can to make this the perfect cruise. So call Carnival, ask for the guest access department, let them know about your allergies. And then what they're going to do is they're going to communicate with the ship, with the maitre d', and ultimately with the chef on board the ship as well, so that they can address those concerns, because it's not unique. There are allergies that go on board. However, that being said, while they will know in advance, your first night when you get on the cruise, go to the maitre d' and just remind him, hey, my son has an allergy, and he'll make sure that they have that information. Also, you're going to see when you first get on board the ship, it's usually about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the first day when you first board. The maitre d' will have scheduled times where people will go, and because they'll want to change their dining times. You can even go to that and make sure the maitre d' knows, that way you're not waiting until dinner time. But I have always found them extremely accommodating. When you're eating in the buffet area, behind every buffet, you're going to find a chef. And there will be chefs walking around. So if you're not 100% sure if something has shellfish in it or anything you might be allergic to, just ask the chef there. I have found many times they'll even prepare things that are already on the buffet special just for that dish if there's something on there that you would normally be allergic to. Because again, the cruise line really wants to bend over backwards and make sure you have a fantastic experience.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you. Keep us in mind for your next booking.
I will now that I found you guys.
Talk to you soon. All right. We ready?
Yeah.
All right. So here's what we're going to do since we have only 2 prizes left for the Super Trap drawing. So we're going to make prize 1. It's going to be black. It's going to be this Carnival picture frame. Number 2 is going to be this $1,000 value, less $1,000, pack of free playing cards. Brown is going to be a $50 credit. No, you know what? I'm going to make it a $75 onboard credit towards your next 7-day or longer cruise. So brown will be a $75 credit.
If they book through
You must book through us or transfer a booking that you already have booked to us if you have it booked directly through Carnival. Again, you can't have made your final payment yet, but you'll get $75 compliments of me and Debbie on your sign and sale account on board. And then the orange will be the $100 onboard credit. Same rules apply. It must be a 7-day or longer cruise booked through us or transferred to us. I think we have one more phone call. Should we take it? I'm going to take this one more phone call because they've been coming through for a while. So if you want to do a super chat, it's not too late to get in this last drawing. Hi.
Good day, sir. This is technical support. How may we help you?
Hi, technical support. How are you?
You called us, sir. What seems to be the problem?
I didn't call you. You called me. I love these
Sir, we
telemarketing
have a
calls.
notification here from you. You ran into some problems while visiting a website called Midget Sex Adventures.
Goodbye.
Nice.
No wonder why you blocked his caller ID. What an idiot. Okay. Oh, we got to spin this? All right, so we first pick a name, right? Or should we spin first?
However you want to do it.
All right, we got one more person. Please let this be the same guy since he didn't block his caller ID this time. Hi, this is Sal.
Hey, how are you? This is Alex.
Hi, Alex.
So, I'm calling from Houston, Texas also. Yeah, I've watched a lot of your videos and I've got a lot of good information. It's really helped me before I book my cruise. So I was just wondering, I posted in the comments. I know there's a lot of comments you might not have been able to see. So we're looking to book 2 out of 3 excursions for a port. And, there's just so many on the pages, I'm not really quite sure to pick. We experience new things. We love culture. We also love the beach and water and things as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of them with reviews, but there's just, so many to choose from, so I'm not really too sure.
You're talking about your excursions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when you log on to Carnival.com and you log into your cruise, each excursion should be able to tell you a description of what each one is. And remember, in a lot of ports, you don't even have to have an excursion. So you can certainly, unless you're going to Cuba, Cuba is the exception. On most ports, you can just walk off the ship if you want and just go exploring on your own. So you don't actually have to have an excursion in order to visit the local landscape and see how other people live and meet people in other countries. But on Carnival's website, there should be a description. And when you click on each port at the top, it will tell you all the excursions off of that port. And when you click on any of them, it will give you a full description of that particular excursion.
Oh, thank you, Sal.
No problem. Have a great day. All right, let's draw this. What do we do? Spin or draw? I say we spin first.
That's fine.
All right, let's spin this first.
And we'll go ahead and go. Go ahead
What?
and spin. That's okay.
No, say it.
Well, we have somebody who's claiming to the call that you just had that they were playing a joke on you and that they hoped that they were convincing.
Oh, this person was doing it?
Yes, that this person was doing that spam
Thanks.
call.
That was so nice of you. Retard. All right, let's spin the wheel. And by the way, we'll be blocking that person so they can't look at our videos or comment any longer.
They just retracted everything.
Okay, so we have white. White would be prize 2, the deck of cards. Now, I can't just give away the deck of cards. So you're going to get both. The deck of cards and the photo album will go out to our Super Chat giveaway. And you go ahead and draw it.
Okay, and the winner is, drum roll please.
Oh my God, I don't know if you can hear that. My dogs are barking and the bird is going crazy downstairs. Blake!
Blake F.
And if this is the Blake F I am thinking of, he is one of our great supporters of the channel. And he's not only a super chat apparently tonight, Blake also is one of our members of the channel as well. He's clicked the join button below. So Blake, this will go out in the mail to you. In case you're not the Blake I'm thinking of, make sure you send me, congratulations to the other Blake F. Send me your name and address in the next 48 hours and I will make sure that these go out to you by the end of the week. So, it's almost time to wrap this up. So, once again, I want to say, well, first of all, thank you for watching tonight. Thank you so much for making our cruise channel, I think, the fastest growing cruise-related channel anywhere on YouTube. And we're going to be expanding. Not only are we going to be doing cruise, you're going to start finding day trips and trips to other places that are non-cruise related as well. Lots of 360-degree videos to come up. Next week, I'm going to be making one, hopefully, at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and showing you the outside and the inside of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame here in Cleveland. And we are really humbled that you guys have chosen us and that we've reached 35,000 subscribers. And not just the subscribers, I mean, some of our videos have millions of views and to the point where I literally get recognized not only on cruises, pretty much everywhere.
Well, a lot of times on our way down to a cruise, we'll stop somewhere and out of nowhere somebody comes, oh, are you the cruise guy? They know I'm...
And it's usually when I'm not shaving and stink from sitting in the car for 3 days.
Yeah.
But we are really, really humbled. If you're not subscribed, please consider clicking the subscribe button underneath of this video. It's free for you. It means the world to us. Also, as I said earlier, if you have a couple extra dollars and you want to, YouTube has added a join button underneath. It's $4.99 a month. You'll get some special videos. You'll get special offers on cruises, as well as traveling as we negotiate things with different people. You're going to get just some nice perks for joining, becoming a paid contributor to our channel. It does cost a lot of money in gear, which I was going to go over gear tonight and show you some of the things around my office, which I'll still do in a couple seconds, but let's finish this first. So thank you very much for the super chats and for joining underneath and becoming a premium member. Just can't tell you how humbled we really are. So I did promise a couple people that I was going to give kind of a tour of the office and show you what some of the things are behind me, besides the dogs that are wrestling on the floor. And some people wanted to see my camera gear and what we use for cameras. So I will say that we do use some Canon cameras. It's flopping all around, apparently not screwed in right. And we have lots of rigs for this. This one just happens to be off a tripod. I can't show you the rig that's actually taking this video. We're actually using an iPhone XS Max to create the video, and it's on a rig with tripods and lights and wireless microphones. I'll take a picture of that and I'll include it in one of my next videos so you guys can see. But we also have lots of fun things that we use, and we do bring these on cruise ships when we go. We do usually bring on most of our events and most of our cruises, we bring a Phantom 4 Pro drone. Takes great videos of the cruise ships by air. You are allowed to bring a drone on board a cruise ship. You are not allowed to fly it anywhere on board a cruise ship. And you must obey all local laws if you choose to fly them out in port. But you can bring a drone on a cruise ship. We also bring lots of GoPros. We have lots of GoPros that we bring out. This is the new GoPro 360 camera. This is the camera we make all of our 360-degree videos. If you don't know what a 360-degree video is, check out our latest video on the Carnival Sunshine. You literally take your phone and you turn around with your phone like this, and you can see all the way around. It's literally as if you were at the location. Or if you have a set of the virtual reality goggles, I mean, you put those on and you are literally there. As you turn around, you are literally feel like you're there on the beach with us. We also use a Ronin, which is a big stabilizer camera gear that we bring on lots of our tours. And then the office behind us just has lots of souvenirs. I am in the movie business as well, so I have some movie paraphernalia back there. We also, if you've been on a cruise, you probably recognize these. My favorite liquor, even though I don't really drink, I usually more them for just decoration anymore, is Sheridan's, which need to be dusted off.
Probably shouldn't show them the other ones.
And then my wife's favorite, the Bacardi. And notice we buy the big bottles because she loves her Bacardi and Coke. Remember, she loves them so much that the ones that are in my room are now full of water. She has 3 of these up in her bedroom.
No, we only have one up there. One in the kitchen. We have a total of 4.
Well, all right, but she has 2 more that are unopened, and she goes through them. Just lots of souvenirs. If you're down in Grand Cayman, I can't recommend enough getting some Big Black Dick. And for those of you who don't have a sense of humor, get your mind out of the gutter. Big Black Dick is hot sauce. He is the pirate of Grand Cayman.
Yeah,
So
the Caribbean.
no, just Grand. Well, he's in the Caribbean, but he's
Yeah.
Grand Cayman specific pirate. So make sure you try the Big Black Dick hot sauce. It is absolutely fantastic. And just some souvenirs from different places around the world that we go to. So I promised I would show some people that, so I wanted to show people that. Judging by the smell in here, I think our dogs really need to go outside. So again, thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing or joining down below. And we'll see you on board your next adventure. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.